Blessings, love. And this is my offering to the divine Scorpio solar season, first quarter moon in Aquarius. The 2021 1111 gateway is upon us. And there are millions and millions and millions of human brains coming online more and more every day, but especially on these special days. Every day is a special day. Every moment's a special moment for your purpose of coming into this density is the awakening. I haven't been online as much as I would enjoy to, because I do enjoy being here as part of my own divine mental, emotional, spiritual explorations, but my physical human life, my human body required so much more of my attention. And how often do you listen to what your body is trying to tell you? Self-care and self-nurturing is free. And we have been created and bred, and I don't want to say brainwashed, hot word, but brain modulated or absorbed. We absorbed a lot. We heard a lot. We created a lot of belief systems within ourselves, and part of those belief systems come around our own ability to respond to our own physical body and our own pain perception and our complete disconnection from the physical body. We come into this density and into these bodies, and we have divine privileges for having able bodies, and whatever that means to you. We all have able bodies in some way, and yet so many bodies are not appreciated, not honored, not respected, not given the time of day and respect and reverence and assistance that they deserve. Because we live in a psychological hierarchy, and our brains have been taken from us, and we live in the information age now where we're given a chance to come back into our bodies and into our minds and help ourselves and access resources and learn to learn again. Most human beings that went through the traditional schooling system, were taught to not even like school and to hate studying and hate research. There's some backwards bullshit, but I find any time that I'm curious about something and I follow that curiosity with a open heart, I find the most amazing things. And that truly, to me, is divine connection to the highest soul self, within the self. Where does curiosity come from? And how can I learn to establish my own self-awareness and self-truth so that I can listen to this body and understand and trust that I can respond to this body, and that I don't do things or don't do things out of self-abandonment and self-betrayal. I think about things before I do them, and I honor myself, and I respect myself enough to listen to myself. So learning how to move our bodies and connect to our bodies and nourish and nurture our bodies and understand what this molecular structure that's mostly made out of water can do. We are the technology. We are the prophecy. We are the ones to give meaning to our own lives. How did you come here? You have to start asking the question, and this is the power of Aquarius moon, the power of Saturn in Aquarius, the power of Jupiter in Aquarius. Aquarius, the highest mind, the evolution of air, the evolution of the mind on human landscape, sentient lifescape. The zodiac archetypes penetrate all sentient life, not just the human being. If you're paying attention, you'll see this playing out in your animals. The archetypes are strong. We are the vessel. We are the technology. We are fed by some magical energy ball beyond the world from here. Are you willing to awaken beyond the density, awaken beyond the depression, awaken beyond the inflammation, awaken beyond the self-loathing, awaken beyond self-harm? Because it's so fucking boring and I'm almost ready to die. But before I die, I'm willing to learn to nurture myself as much as I've betrayed myself. I'm willing to learn to love myself as much as I've abandoned myself. I'm willing to learn to feed myself as much as I've starved myself and overfed myself food with no nutritional value. I am willing to recognize my fucking privileges and take care of myself based on the fact that I have access to certain resources and foods and other things that make us completely imbalanced in this world, and we get so lost in the hive mind, the fear mind, the anxiety mind, the program mind. But Aquarius, come into me, come into thee, Scorpio sun, pour in through Aquarius moon into this body and help me connect to the highest mind so that I will listen to this body and realize that my body is my baby and my body is calling to me. And how can I connect to this body? And how can I help connect to the bodies of my beings? If I brought other human bodies through my body, you all came out of somebody's body. The beginning of the story. If I brought a human body out of my body, I especially desire to nourish and help nurture those bodies. Because if we continue to abandon ourselves and we abandon our children, and as they're growing through the most chaotic, mutating years of their lives, the 1 through 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 19, 20 to 25, there are monster changes happening within the human. We're constantly mutating, constantly transforming. Our brains are constantly expanding and retracting. Our uteruses are constantly expanding and retracting and expelling powerful energy, powerful energy, powerful energy. But what are you doing with this energy, and how have you learned to just completely shut off to your human? This is such an interesting point about the first quarter moon within the lunar cycle. It's that midway point between the new moon and the full moon. And we are coming online and realizing that we are lunar beings by nature. We are solar beings by nature. We are earth-based, meat-based, water-based, electrical-based humans by nature. But you forgot, and I forgot, and then I'm remembering, and as I continue to remember, and as I continue to nourish and nurture this body, and as I continue to struggle with deep, deep grief and trauma and rage and anger management problems, I am humbled as fuck, brought to my knees, literally, knowing that life needs to change. And we cannot base our entire existence by how resilient or strong we are. It's so fucking over. We cannot continue to hurt ourselves this way. We completely abandoned ourselves in pursuit of the highest truth. But I forgot about the highest truth within. It was so external. Everything has always been external, and we are being asked to turn towards our own hearts now. First quarter moon in Aquarius, awaken the highest mind, solar energy of Scorpio. Help me anchor this intention into this physical body. Listening, I will listen. I will hold myself and listen. I will confront the shame and the bitterness and the loneliness that has made me want to die my entire life. I am willing to be there for myself now. You are willing to be there for yourself now. We have traveled very far, my friend, you and I, together, and you've watched me go through a lot of very transformative times, very difficult times, and still so often I can only share just the minuscule amount of what my human life experience is. Our purpose is the awakening to the truth of who we are and why we came to this earth. And just like the bees, the ants, fish, starlings, the murmuration of the human is awakening. The 100th monkey effect is already on. Your human job and why you came into this density through those people, whoever those people be, you are the future self come through them at this time in this body. And if you watch this and you think I'm lost and you think I've gone mad, you think I'm insane, consider the mirror, consider who implanted inside of you the judgment and the need to try to change what you're seeing based on what somebody else taught you. You're willing to expand your mindscape. We are open, we are willing, we desire to grow.